Hello. How you doing, YouTube family? Hope all is well. This is gonna be a video about perimenopause and some quick tips. That moves some okay. I was trying to make sure I had everything around me. So, and this is for just some advice as I am in my 40s and now 46 and getting ready to hit 50. Okay. This is advice for anybody because I wish I was told these things. So this is why I'm making this video and hopefully it will help somebody. Okay. So I am, for the most part, I've always been plus size. So if you want to know like what size I am and this and that, I've always been plus size the majority of my adult life. I lost weight naturally. Some about 13 years ago. And then I have, for the most part, always stuck around like between 200 and 240, okay, since I lost weight. That's usually the range I'm in normally. And so it takes me about 30 pounds before I go down a size. So hopefully that helps you. Kind of tell you a little bit about my body shape, how I am, and so forth, etc. So you can get some good tips. Let me try to adjust myself a little bit. Okay, so I am a person, for the most part, that's pretty healthy. I never had any blood pressure. I don't have diabetes. I don't have any of those things, knock on wood or whatever. I've always had a weight thing, okay? So, but this year, when I turned 46, I could tell something was different, okay? I just was not, 40, let me back up, because I said I'll talk about my 40s. At 40, my energy really dropped heavily. So at 40, I noticed my energy dropped. Didn't know why. I went to the doctor. I always work on my internal health first, and then I start working on my external stuff. So anytime, like I really am a person that watches my body. I don't like taking medicine. Even if I get like hurt or something, I'm not going to take pain meds. I'm usually going to like suffer through it or try natural stuff because I don't like putting certain things in my body, just being real. And so I noticed at 40, my energy dropped. Usually I'm pretty, mellow energy, but I was like tired and stuff. So I went to the doctor immediately. They checked everything. They're like, everything's good. We don't see anything wrong. And I'm like, something's wrong. But y'all not helping me. So I'm gonna have to figure this out myself. So I, at that time, started intermittent fasting. I don't know if that's what it was called back then, but that's what it's called today. So I just realized at one point, I was like, okay, I don't need to eat breakfast. So I don't start my eating window to 10 a.m. That immediately adjusted my energy. Not sure why. Can't tell you why that helped with my energy. Didn't help with me losing weight or anything, but my energy, that helped tremendously. And I am not a person that can have low energy. So I've been doing that since 40. Okay. That's my normal eating time, like between 10 to 7. Sometimes I eat late, but most of the time I'm done by 7 or 8 o'clock. Okay. But that's just how I've been, and it's helped me to level out my energy. Okay. On normal days is what we'll say, because we all have good and bad days. So with that being said, 46 hits. Now I'm like, okay, I'm about to be 46. I'm getting closer to 50. So I'm like, okay, I want to lose a little bit of weight because I'm just getting older and I just want to lose some weight. I'm just like anything I can prevent naturally, I will, for myself and so forth. So that's what I was trying to do. So anyway, I go to the doctor, but I went to the doctor because I didn't feel tired, but I could tell something was different, like with me. And my doctor's like, well, what's wrong? You notice anything wrong? I'm like, I don't know what's wrong, but something's different. Like I can tell, let's check my labs. Let's, just run the gambit of everything. Let's just make sure everything's good internally. I just feel different, and I don't know why I feel different. So come to find out, I am perimenopausal. I knew something was different. I was like, I don't know what it is. I ain't necessarily having something, but something's off. Okay. I know my body. I know how I am. I know how I usually feel. And I'm like, I don't feel normal. So, of course, he does all my blood work, this and other. And it's the vitamin D's low and my hormones is, tanking. So he's like, oh, yeah, you definitely perimenopausal. We'll start talking about hormone replacements if you want to. He said, but naturally, because he knows how I am about taking meds. He knows I don't want to put no meds in my body. So he already knows, like, this is a girl who's very much a natural type of person. So he's like, well, you know, start eating more lentils, start eating this, this, and other. I'm like, okay. So I was like, okay, let me start researching perimenopause. So I start researching it, start seeing like what you can eat, what you need to do, those type of things, etc. So this is going to be some tips of what I've learned so far through my journey. Okay, so one would be I start researching and talking about the vitamins or nutrients you need to take. Magnesium was one of them that kept resounding coming up. So I started taking magnesium citrate at first, and collagen and omega-3. Now that is, you know what? That's what it was. Okay, now I'm starting to remember. I just realized this. I was getting a pain in was it my hip? Maybe it was my hip. Okay, and that's what made me go to the doctor. Like, something's wrong. Because I work out and stuff. Like, I'm a normal, active person. So it was just weird for me to have a pain in my hip. Like, why do I have a pain in my hip? Like, I hadn't did anything to my hip and this and that. That's what the problem was. I was like, what made me make my doctor take my labs? That's what it was. And then I realized I was perimenopausal. And so he was just like, oh, we can work with hormones and this, that, and other, etc. He said, but I know you don't like medicine. Don't do that. I started researching and I started realizing that perimenopause has 50 symptoms. I'm sorry, I had to retract. Has 50 symptoms. And one of them is this pain that you can get like in your bones and hips and this, that, and other. So I started taking a combination of, and I was reading comments one day. And I started that combination first, which immediately, like after 2 days of taking that combination, it immediately stopped my hip pain. Okay. So now I'm over this. I'm working out. I'm getting stronger or whatever, this, that, and other. Getting back to normal. Not stronger. Getting back to my normal. That's all I want to do. I'm like, I just want to be normal for me. And so on into the year, mind you, I'm usually normally healthy. I realized, okay, that seems like to be okay. But then my IBS, I have IBS. I don't know why I have it, but it's just like something I've been working on, like to try to make sure I'm normal. Like, so I've been doing different things. I've tried the raw diet, this, that, and other. Like, I've done everything just to try to get myself normal. So I'm still researching perimenopause when I can, when I have time, and this, that, and other. And the other thing I realized is that I started off with magnesium citrate, but then I start hearing a lot about magnesium glycinate. So this is the magnesium glycinate that I take. You can see it's Nature's Bound. I'm saying this so you don't have to go through what I went through to try to just figure out what to do. And it says 360 milligrams on there. You can't really see it. But as soon as I started taking that, it helped with my IBS. It kept me regular. It also says heart, nerve, bone health, whole body, supports calm and relaxed mood. So if you're having a lot of mood swings in this, I suggest getting some of this. I prefer this brand. I tried a different brand. It did not have the same reaction on me. So this brand my body likes. So that's one thing I would definitely say add if you have not already. The other thing that I do is because so I've been as heavy as 350, lost a lot of weight, kept it off. First time naturally, second time had help. And so because I stopped eating red meat, like the first time when I lost all my weight, I got anemia. So I take this for iron. I was just researching the best iron supplements to take. And then I also eat 1 piece of red meat during that time. And that helps me tremendously with that. And it's very important if you have low iron that you are doing a supplement, because oxygen won't get to your organs if you have low iron. So that's very important you take care of that. The other thing that we usually have an issue with, if you are in America, and a Black American, we have low vitamin D. You probably only have to get your work done to find out. So I take this vitamin D and K2, D3 and K2, because you need the K2 to help you absorb the vitamin D, but we have issues with this. We have issues even absorbing it. So, but this helps with your mood too. This also helps with your everything. So you really want to keep the vitamin D in there. It helps for a lot of multitude of things. A lot of people are starting to do a lot of research on it, and they're talking about how it really impacts us Black Americans for us being low, and that for some reason we are extremely low right now. Okay. The other thing that I have been really working on that I understand for perimenopause is very important that we get over 50 grams of protein a day. So I don't like the way the food tastes in America. Barely eating is just as bad as overeating, and I'm a barely eater, okay? Because I just don't like the way the food tastes. I don't know. I am not even trying to figure it out anymore because I've tried everything, and I'm just on a mission to take care of some other things. We'll talk about that in a later video or vlog if I choose to share it, what I'm working on. But right now, I was just like, okay, what other ways can I get 50 grams of protein without eating a bunch of meat? Because I'm not going to do that. That's just not who I am. And so I had been trying to find a protein shake this whole entire year. I'm just going to be honest, guys. All the protein shakes were making my stomach hurt. They were making me feel sick. I was like, okay, this is not going to work, but I need this 50 grams of protein in per day. And so I Ensure was working for a little bit, but then that started hurting my stomach, so I stopped eating that, drinking that. So I've been talking to, because this is how serious I am about this perimenopause and trying to have the best time throughout this journey. I've been talking to like researching online, but I also been talking to nurse practitioners, black and white, women who are helping women who are over 40 through this time of their lives and this, that, and other. And so finally, like 2 weeks ago, literally 2 weeks, I promise 2 weeks ago, someone finally told me about a protein shake called Fairlife, and I can drink those with no problem. So I have been getting that in and finally get my 50 grams of protein in. That's the other thing I would suggest. With that, the other thing I'm looking to add is a probiotic. I've already added electrolytes. So the last 2 weeks I've been doing my 50 grams of protein. I've added electrolytes to my already normal, whatever I eat, diet. And I have actually started finally to lose weight because I just went to the doctor because I honestly was like, I'm about to be 50. I want to lose a little more weight and keep it off. Okay. I wasn't in no rush. I feel like if you lose that, I feel like if you get anything fast, it doesn't last long. So I was just like, let me just start working on things and start getting the weight off of me gradually. Last 2 weeks, I actually finally dropped weight. And the main thing I added was the protein. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Everything else really was not new. And I had not changed. Well, I eat a very probably healthy diet. Okay. Anyway, meaning my normal drink is water. I drink tea. I hardly ever drink pop because I can't stomach it. I can't stomach juice at all. So like it already has to be really watered down. I don't eat red meat and pork for the most part. Sometimes I do, but it's very sparingly when I do. So everything else outside of that, I'm eating. And then right now, I do try to make sure I get like I'm actually starting to add an apple a day again too, because you need fiber. So I have Miralax, but I'm trying to get stuff from food. So I actually am eating an apple a day. The other thing that I am doing is like I want something sweet. I'm eating like nuts and I'm eating like a piece of fruit, meaning like grapes, something that's a sweet fruit, or like pineapples. I'm doing that as like my snack if I want something sweet, or if I just feel like, okay, I just want something little to eat on. So that's another thing that I'm doing and adding in. Most time I just won't eat, but I'm trying to eat, okay, because I don't get enough calories in. That's my issue, the biggest problem I have. Okay, so story time. Castor oil. Okay, so I wanted to make this video because I want to help women through perimenopause, like I said, and then also just show you some things that I've added into my life this year alone that I really have know for a fact has helped me with certain things. Magnesium, glycinate, definitely IBS. I just think vitamin D, iron. If you have low iron, you should just be watching it. It helps you for sure if you're staying regular with it. Castor oil. So I was researching about perimenopause and all this and that, and for some reason castor oil kept coming up. So I was just like, you know what, it won't hurt. I gotta try all this stuff anyway because yeah, your girl's going through it. And so it's hexane free, chemical free. You want to make sure it says these things, and it is cold press. That's very important. Whatever castor oil you buy. This one I have is called by RejuveNaturals, and I get it on Amazon. I am not an Amazon shopper, but me researching castor oil, this is the one that I was able to purchase. So this is where I get it from. what I'll say is that I put it on my face, and I remember I put it on my lip notes. They say do that. It's very important. Also, especially you suffer with IBS or you're trying to get regular, put it in your belly button if you can remember that. So if you're a person that can do routines like that every day, then do that and see what improvement you have. I didn't really notice any improvement, any change, but I felt like it's not hurting anything, so why not do it? But I travel a lot. So here's my castor oil story. I travel a lot. I've always traveled for work, personal reasons, this, that, and other. I need some water. Give me a second. Personal reasons, this, that, and other. And so I wanted to, I was getting off. So I was getting into the Uber to get back to the airport, meet with one of my team members. And I looked down at my ankle, the inside of my ankle. Okay. Not like when you twist your ankle, you know, saying you can see the outside, whatever, this and like the inside part. Like, my ankle looks swollen. I didn't twist my ankle. Why is my ankle swollen? So I'm like, what is wrong with my ankle? So I'm freaking out. And I'm looking, I'm like, is it swollen? Because it didn't feel like it was hurting or anything like that. So I touch it and it hurts. So I immediately get on Spruce, start texting my doctor. I'm like, hey, I'm about to get on a plane. I don't know what's going on with me. My ankle's swollen. Like, it's swollen. Like, I'm taking a picture, but you can't really see the picture. So I'm like circling, like, what's wrong? So he's like asking me all these questions. Like, okay, what's going on? Tell me this. And so I'm explaining to him what happened, this and other, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm just telling him, he's like, okay. So he sends me back, like, you have bursitis. What is bursitis, y'all? I have never heard of it in my life. Now, I am, for the most part, a healthy person. I just don't experience anything. This year, 46. My thumb got broke. Wasn't my fault. I dealt with bursitis. I end up getting a Q-tip stuck in my ear, like the top of the Q-tip stuck in my ear, and I didn't even get pulled out until a doctor in Mexico looked at my ear. I had a doctor in the U.S. look at it. I ain't gonna talk about all that. I'm gonna tell you the Mexican doctors, they better. I'm just gonna be honest, than the U.S. doctors. Okay, so I was just like, they was just like, it's just a Q-tip. Let me pull it out. I'll tell you that for another video. I'll say that for another video. Anyway, so, and tell you about how they said I was about to go deaf. Okay, but I'm gonna save that for another video. Okay, so let's go back to the bursitis. So I tell my doctor, I'm like, okay, so I'm researching what bursitis is, etc. Realize this is one of the perimenopause symptoms, but usually for women, because if you have this issue, you get it in your shoulder. Okay, you usually don't get it but you can get it other places because you're going through perimenopause. So this is something that really can happen. So I found out, he's like, take ibuprofen, ice it, elevate it. You treat it like it's a sprained ankle supposed to go away. Okay, but I'm an active person. All right, work out, this and other. That's just something I know I have to do just for me to stay functioning. My body needs to be worked out. Like, it cannot, if I get sedentary, my whole body just, it goes down. So I'm just like, oh, this is so annoying. So I got to tell my trainer that we can't do certain things. We got to be careful about my ankle, until it gets better. I'm wrapping it up every day. I mean, it's just, I'm annoyed. Because again, I don't ever usually deal with this type of stuff. So I'm like, what is going on? What's going on? What's going on? So I'm going to meet with one of my team, team meeting. And one of my team members is like, oh, you got bursitis? Like, oh, just pack it with castor oil. Like, what do you mean pack with castor oil? What does that mean? Like, I don't know. What are you talking about? What do you mean packing with castor oil? So he's like, no. He's like, you can buy a castor oil pack. He's just like, no, get some gauze. Like, you could just do this. Get some gauze. You probably already have gauze around. Get some gauze. Pack the gauze with castor oil. Wrap your, put it on your ankle and then wrap your ankle. I kid you guys not. So what I did was I poured the castor oil, because when I tell you I was irritated with my ankle by this point, I'm like, wait, this is just annoying. So I poured the castor oil on my ankle. I, take the gauze, dip the castor oil in gauze. I put that on there and then I wrap it at night. One night, I woke up that morning, my ankle was totally fine. So all I'm gonna tell you is y'all better get some castor oil and keep it. because you never know when you're going to need it. And yes, this is the truth. I will tell anybody that story. Because that is so, like, I was like, you just don't know other things. I had even went to my herbalist who gave me some stuff for like pain and bursitis, and it just numbed the area. But it never took down the swelling and everything. And I'm a person that like puts turmeric in my tea. I sprinkle turmeric on everything I eat just because I know you're supposed to keep turmeric in your body. And so I'm just like, you mean only thing my doctor had to tell me was literally pack my ankle in castor oil as soon as you get home. I would have been fine. Instead of being hurting for like 3 weeks. I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks before I had that team meeting and found out I just needed to pack it in castor oil. So I hope these tips and this conversation help somebody that is under 50 or under 40 and starting to deal with perimenopause, or even had any of the things I discussed or symptoms that I discussed, because I feel like as a woman we go through a lot. And I just wanted to share that with other women. And I asked my mom when I realized I had perimenopause, I'm like, how was your journey? What happened? She's like, I didn't experience none of that. She's like, honestly, my period just stopped. Her cycle just stopped. And I'm like, okay, well, that's not going to help me. I don't know who I can talk to about this besides my doctor, who's a male. And I'm like, okay, I got to ask other women who's like probably ain't experiencing on this level. But I also, once I got on the internet and went on YouTube and stuff, and this is the thing, like, I'm a proponent of social media actually shutting down, but more because of mental health. But I can say it is some good in social media, but it's not outweighing the bad, is what I'll say. So, but with the good, I was able to, research perimenopause and this, that, and other. And so I was just like, oh, bursitis is one of the symptoms. I learned a lot about perimenopause this whole time. And doing over the 50 grams of protein is extremely important if you end up being perimenopause. And so hopefully you can avoid my year's journey on perimenopause and me trying to figure out all the things I need so that I could just feel somewhat normal throughout this journey and not, experiences things I get. So add magnesium glycinate as soon as you find out. Make sure you have some collagen. If you can find your probiotic, go ahead and start taking that. As soon as you figure out you perimenopause, get those 50 grams of protein in per day. Weight training is going to be huge. So I was doing weight training. I had went through a lot the last 2 months. I'm actually going to be going back to heavy weight training here this week. And then the castor oil. Okay. So right now I'm going on a healing my gut journey, actually, here over the next probably 2 weeks. And then also just adding my heavy weights back in. Oh, and I'm walking every day. So it's something I'm doing as well. So I'll come back and give an update on how those things are adding to my journey, and if I'm noticing changes or improvements in certain things. And I will let you guys know that. But I wanted to share this video today. Hopefully it helps somebody. Hopefully it avoids you from going through a year of trying to figure out what your body needs. Okay. That's why I'm making this video today. So you could be like, okay, let me get these things. And then I will write them in the comments, the brands and the supplements I'm using and so forth, so you'll have it, because I probably said some of it wrong, because I will twist my words, because it's like an Indiana, Tennessee, Georgia mix that I have going on. So the Yankee in me with the Southern girl accent, I be messing up the words. So I hope this is a video that helps you, and whenever you watch this, I hope you're having a good evening, a good night, or a good morning. I said that so backwards, but you know what I mean. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.